All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. I'd like to give the honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that's teaching His word in all true faith and sincerity. And today, I just want to tie this lesson. That mark is physical. And the mark is concerning the mark of the beast, man, the MOTB. That's a physical thing that's going to be implemented throughout planet Earth, and uh, pretty much I'm going to play this clip. Was the apostles, the elders, brothers have already touched on it, concerning, Vocab Malone and Sinell and this little stitch right here, you know. But Lord will, I'm gonna get it. I'm just gonna play it, and then we'll get the pre-sales out.
I want to ask you this now before we close out. I got to bring this question. I'm gonna see how much you do study. I got two more questions for you. I really got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I'm gonna ask you 2 of the 5. Talk to us about the mark of the beast according to the book of Revelation. What is it?
No,
is it physical or is it spiritual?
There's really no way to do that this fast.
Oh man.
Okay. I got some. Here's okay. That's we could do a little something here, right?
Right.
The main place people would point to there would be like Revelation 13.
Okay.
That's a key place, and since I do got to go, I don't have time to do the whole breakdown, but here's the simple version of the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast is not anything physical in any meaningful way. And there's a couple reasons why I say that. And one key reason has to do with the parallel. Just like there's a mark that is said to be given upon those who are in alignment with the beast, there's also a mark said to be given those who are saved by grace, meaning the Christians are described as having a mark as well. Now, when I bring this up to people who believe that the mark of the beast is literal, they think it's not a good parallel. But the fact is, both these marks are described in Revelation. But the mark that Christians have is not literal. It's simply a way to say that it is clear who they are assigned with, what side they're on, basically. So the mark of the beast is essentially saying that these are the people who align with the satanic system. Now, I do believe in the end times that will result on a practical level in Christians being shut out of the economic system, but not because the mark of the beast is a microchip like the HAR of GMS or the Sakari guys teach, not because of that. And in fact, when we're expected to believe that, we are expected to believe that John is writing this book and he is telling people about a computer chip that's going to be implanted in their skin in the 21st century, and they're supposed to make sense of this book. They would have no.
That's it, and that's what prophecy is, man. Say before, so they show you he don't have the testimony of Yahweh Shai, But let me just get the precepts real quick, because one of the statements that stuck out, this man concerning talking about the parallels, and that's a false balance, man. The mark of the Most High, Yahweh Shai Shai, is a spiritual mark, and Lord will, we're going to get into that. That that mark. That's why the title is that mark show you it's different marks. And this mark of the beast, the MOTB is a physical, man. So matter of fact, let me pull this up real quick. So like, bear with me. This man is talking about the parallels of and this system is going to have a spiritual mark. Out of all this carnality that's been pushed in this place, at the end is going to be a spiritual checkpoint, a spiritual fork in the road, so to speak. So yeah, let me get this in the book of Proverbs 11, verse 1. So like it reads, a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. See, and the scripture talks about good is set against evil. The godly against the sinner. The Lord have set 2 and 2, one against another, man. So that's on all levels. It's a false balance. If the mark of the Most High is spiritual and the mark of Esau is spiritual, man. That's confused because even concerning the so-called spiritual part of Easter, the category of him pushing these different philosophies and ideologies, these different religions, it's still a carnal background to it, man. It's some carnal that will lures the people in. That's why the scriptures talk about, when the serpent was pitching to Eve, it talks about how it was pleasant unto her eyes, man. So that's the serpent's doctrine, and it ultimately is nothing spiritual that comes of it. It's carnal, man. So like I mentioned, he said something about the mark of the Most High, what we know is spiritual. That mark is spiritual. Let's get that in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 9. Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4, it reads, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. He said it's a mark that's being set upon the foreheads. That's in the foreheads of the men that sign Christ. So let's get this word mark. Let's just see what it says. It says mark as a sign of exemption from judgment. And that's just like in the time of Exodus, man. Having that the blood on your doorpost. Well, that's what we had. That blood of the lamb is on our doorpost. The truth is in our mind, man. This is that covering, man. This truth. So this is that mark. This is that spiritual mark. Yes, a signature. It talks about how in Revelation 14, chapter, which I believe that's what scripture he was referring to. That though it was in their forehead. The name was written upon their foreheads. So matter of fact, let me get that. Let's get that in Revelation the 14th chapter because it actually shows the contrast. Let's get that in Revelation. Revelation 14 and 1, and I looked, lo, a lamb stood on Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. See, which is this truth, man, understanding, man. You know, and why it talks about how they saw that song. They would have that no man can learn but them. You know, so let me jump down. But that's the mark of the Most High. You know, this understanding, this truth. So this is Revelation. Let me jump down. Revelation 14:9. You see, doomed for worshipers of the beast. Because yeah, he made a point, you know, concerning yeah, it's gonna show your allegiance to this system, but that's gonna be their allegiance right there once you take that seal, man. You worshiping the image by you voting and you know serving in the military, these different things. That's worshiping the image of the beast, man. And you're gonna submit your allegiance with this system by the way of taking that thing, man. The MOTB, which we know is the seal. That device, you know, it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. See? And why he talks about that concerning the name was written in the forehead and in the hand. Or in Ezekiel the 9th chapter, why didn't say put the mark on the foreheads or in their hands? You know? Because like I said, you want to worship the image of the beast, you follow after this system, you know, and ultimately you're going to submit it by the way of you receiving that mark. Whether in the forehead you get the Neuralink to you know the seed help itself, the grain of rice being implanted in your hand, man. You know. But I want to get this word, another word, mark. Because we're gonna let's get the one in Romans real quick before we go to Revelation, the 13th chapter. I think that's Romans. God, yeah, Romans 16:17 says, now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned and avoid. So you can see this is another mark. What mark is this? Scopeo. Scope out, you know, to watch, yeah, to look at, observe, contemplate, mark, to fix one's eyes upon. I think that's also when you read the book of Psalm 37, talks about Mark the perfect man. You know, it's not just one mark, but this is just another form, just the word mark itself, you know, but just going back to show you that you got to go into the words, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Shai. Because this was one of the precepts that was part of that I will sit down on Adam and Adam. Just bringing out the word and just flying past it, you know. Just because it got the same word and don't mean it's the same thing. So let's get this in the book of let's go to Revelation, the 13th chapter. Lord will, it's going to be short and not too long. I mean, so this is Revelation 13 and verse 16. It reads, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So First, I say he cause of all. Let's go into this word cause of. This word cause of says to make, uh, be the authors of, the cause, choir. It says to make, i.e., constitute or appoint one anything, to appoint or ordain one that. So this is going to be an order. This is going to be a decree, man. A perfect example, straight talking about things written 4 times before I learned. Daniel, the 3rd chapter, man. Pretty much a rundown of what you seeing today, man. It's gonna be draconian laws, more and more draconian laws are being passed. It's gonna get to the point, gonna be a fork in the road. It's gonna be the ultimate ultimatum, man. So when this decree comes forth, you know, it says, and he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, for a blind. So that means no matter what status, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. So let's get this word mark, which we know, what it means, but you can't. Hey, Noah still had to keep hammering. He had to still hammer them nails in. It was the same sound, but he got to keep going to the part was building, man. You know, this is how by small shot establishing His word on the earth, man. This is the Lord establishing His word on the earth. That's why it's constantly being pushed forth. So once it happens, you're gonna acknowledge how by small shot, man. Then you're gonna know the Lord, man. So it says, Strong G 5480, a stamp, an imprinted mark. See, and this is something physical, man. Because of the mark stamp of the forehead or right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist, which we know as many. But this is gonna submit your allegiance to this devil, man. This is like you putting that uniform. This is gonna be the ultimate uniform of Esau you put on, because a lot of niggas got. You might be pro-black, but it's an American flag flying in your mind, and ultimately it's gonna lead to you getting it. The thing. It says the mark branded upon horses, themed card, sculpture, graven work. So you see, these are physical things. You just gotta you brand the horse, car, something. Those are physical things, man. And it's not like you don't see the momentum heading towards this physical, uh, mark. You hear about these digital IDs and all that. Everything is heading towards this digital society, man. You know, everything is heading towards the digital society. So it show you where the momentum is heading towards. So going back, because he said he had to say something about the buying and selling. Talking something going to be X'd out the economic, the economy. But, okay, so it's going to be a decree to believe in a philosophy. It's some philosophy. It's going to be a decree to everybody got to be a Roman Catholic. Some crazy shit. No, man. The only way this is a carnal system. How to end Esau is going to become spiritual, and it's going to be a certain philosophy you're going to have to follow. No, man. What made everything move here? Money, man. You know? So it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of the name. So it says that no man might buy or sell, man. Unless you had that thing on you. Hey, prelude to was the when the Crown Vic hot and heavy, and the only way you could, go into certain establishments, even had your job or your touring in school, man, you had to have the mask with the jab. You can't just have the mask without the jab, or you can have the jab without the mask. You got to have you in certain parts. You had to have both. So, So how much more when the real thing comes, man? And get one more scripture, pretty much going back to that physical. You got to explain, how did you get the source? Explain the source. Is it going to be in your mind? You're going to have a grievous sore upon your mind. So this Revelation 16 and verse 2, it says, and the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. See? So it's going to be a penalty. Because we read it in Revelation, the 14th chapter, that you're going to be destroyed, man. But this is going to be the first step to this that mark showing itself, being revealed, man. In a sense. So it says there was a noisome. Let's see what this word noisome goes into. This word noisome, it says of a bad nature, not such as it ought to be, of a mode of thinking, feeling, acting, base, wrong, wicked, troublesome, injurious, pernicious, destructive, painful. So yeah, this is gonna be the reaction, pretty much, of when you receive this this charagma, man. That's gonna be the reaction. It's gonna be injurious. It's not gonna be pleasing, man. From that reaction, let's see what this word grievous goes into. Full of labors, annoyances. Yeah, you're gonna be scratching and shit at your phone and hand first, I mean, first couple of days, however long, man. You scratching at it, hardships, pressed and harassed by labors, uh, bringing toils, annoyances, peril of a time full of peril to Christian faith and steadfastness. It's causing pain and trouble. Bad nature or condition, in a physical sense, diseased or blind. Yeah, and that's going to be so that you have that disease. You're going to have that cancer. So it's in an ethical sense, evil, wicked, bad. And let's get this word sore. A wound producing a discharged pus, sore, and ulcer. See? So this is gonna, you talking about, this is gonna actually physically show, man. This is a physical thing. Pus, ulcer. Break that down in a spiritual sense concerning this charagma. you know, and I actually got some information concerning, the reaction of receiving a C-hip. So this is human microchip, the benefits and disadvantages. So of course, the benefits will outweigh the disadvantages because the nigga trying to pitch to you, But this is the point I want to get: the medical complications. So it says the potential biological complications are somewhat unknown. While we know that the human C-hip is physically possible, infections and other medical complications could be unexpected side effects of the procedure. Some of the key health concerns associated with the C-hip include adverse tissue reaction, and that's that nausea and grievous. Is that your body is gonna reject it, man, and it's gonna tell you that you start turning red and shit, or it might be a different color. Skin turning green and shit, it's itching. It says implant transponder migration. So meaning the C-hip can move within your hand, man. Been watching too many flicks and it moved, or whatever. Whatever it show you that, and then I mean, this is actually being a something that's put on the table, man. It was a law that was pretty much rejected, which we know is going to be brought back again. That they was considering, that it was mandatory to C-hip employees, man. It says electromagnetic interference. So yeah, your C-hip might cut off on you, or it might electrocute your ass. Cancer risk. See, that's what them ulcers and that pus. That's what's gonna show, man. That cancer, man. So that mark concerning Revelation 13 and 16, that's a physical mark. That mark is physical. The mark in Ezekiel the 9th chapter, the 4th verse, is spiritual, man. So yeah, Akim, man, I just hope this was edifying. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that teach the word on true faith and sincerity. Shalom.